Well, you probably wondered what happened to me. Nothing. He just took a couple of minutes off to recharge and revitalize, rejuvenate, rebuild my momentum to come back in and to redouble my efforts at bringing the awareness about of the need for our collective spirituality to be increased, to raise the vibration level of our human frequency, to usher us into this new era of abundance and prosperity, a new age of fifth dimensional spiritual construct. We should be prepared for this, and this is through an understanding of the need to cleanse and heal so that we are spiritually receptive and begin to infuse and imbibe and harmonize in the Spirit of God. This is a very important thing because at a highlight point of ascension, there will be a separation from all things that are physical. And those souls who have repented and have raised their vibration, their frequency, to emulate the spiritual essence of the fifth dimension: love, peace, harmony, understanding, forbearance, long suffering, will be lifted into a realm of eternal existence where there will be no strife, no stress, just an abundance of existence and total clarity and consciousness. And that's where the necessity of preparation is now. Because at that moment of ascension, ascension also calls for reconciliation or reckoning. Are you going to make it? Will your eternal existence be verified, validated, and certified through your allegiance to humanity, through God's purpose, God's will? And that is to seek first the kingdom within, which is to share, care, love, be peaceful, harmonize, help one another, lift one another up, teach one another. And we seem to make quite a mess out of it, more in the instance of trying to make a profit out of it. We seem to have abdicated the responsibility to meet those requirements. Those are godly requirements, spiritual requirements, the essence of humanity to maintain and to carry on. And this is part of the reason, if not the total reason, and I don't want to speak higher than my abilities, that we have been unable to ascend any further than we are, which also plays into a character of the frustration the human race experiences at this time. For those historians and students of history, ancient as well as modern history and future of the world or the universe, it might behoove all of us to understand that there have been pre-existent Earth cultures that were lost as a result of major catastrophe of highly technical nuclear status. The specifics I know not, but there are relics, artifacts, hidden secrets, and known information that verify the fact that there have been pre-existent human cultures upon this particular planet that were extinguished. So we have to keep this in mind. What is happening for this to occur, for these prior civilizations to have reached a certain point and not have made it? It was the reckoning. The reckoning causes us. We need the spiritual forces to contend with the forces that are now coming through. Once the realms are open, the separation, the veil of separation begins to thin, or in some places does not exist. And so all sorts of portals increase, and those spirits formerly kept from humanity will now pour in and interact. Whether in a benevolent or a malevolent way, depends on who you are. Needless to say, it won't be of any nature you've ever experienced. I'm just a messenger. I am the messenger. I'm not sitting here making this stuff up. Sometimes I'm surprised at what I say. The point is, I feel compelled and serious enough about this to be engaging, as I am, and to speak directly to you, hopefully to your heart and your soul, and not for your mind to be sitting and calculating and countering, but to, if all possible, accept what I'm saying, but at a minimal stance. 432. At a minimal status, take into consideration the possibility and be mindful of signs that may indicate to you that the things that I'm speaking about are real and of concern enough for you to act, to look inside, to see what your spiritual essence is, to bolster up, to enliven, to strengthen, and to bring the health of your spiritual existence higher. Each one of us needs to do that, to turn our face to God, to start praying as individuals, and then looking to one another and encouraging one another for that, and thanking each other for that, thanking God. And as we do that, we will lift our spiritual essence up. Our spiritual vibration will increase. And the frequency that we need to counter the reckoning that's going to cause us to fall in numbers will decrease. We'll maintain more of our humanity, the strength of our humanity. We'll strengthen it in understanding and receiving the gifts, the restoration of those gifts that we formerly held but were unable to maintain because of our lack of spiritual maturity. This is one of the banes of intelligence, is curiosity and eagerness. Also competition. competition is also a natural thing. Competition should be regulated, and competition should never be promoted as a means of trying to instigate production. And that's what we've done in our society. We've tricked people into thinking that, competition says that they're the best of the best. Everybody's working their asses off, including you. And at the end of the day, you're all just getting a gold watch. Oh, and the number one got the number one plaque every year. But go put that somewhere in a museum. What are we living for? We get up and we go to the same jobs. We go and send our kids to the same schools. They get taught the same thing. Obey. Grow up, study what we teach you. Do what we tell you to. Take what we pay you. Buy the things that we have you and your parents and your friends and your communities make, and we sell it back to you at high prices based on the insufficient wages that we pay you. Come on now. Why do we do that? Why do we continue to accept less than we are worth? When I was a kid, I don't recall the angst of, knowing that my bowl was going to be empty and there may be nothing in the box, in the cereal box or the milk box or the hot dogs. They were always there, and I didn't think about that until I got older and I became responsible for that. I had to be responsible in the sense that, my faith had to be shored up with works. I had to get out there and get me a job so I can go get me some hot dogs or bologna or whatever I was eating. Ramen. No. I wasn't eating all that all the time, but everybody went through that. I was just trying to make sure this is an inclusive organization. So whether you was eating steak or you were eating ramen, you're still part of the understanding of bootstrapping and wondering where, if you've got enough. Or budgeting. So I'm thinking even in the budgeting, something's going to happen and I'll need, and we don't have. Well, this is the type of thing that is a part of the decay of our spiritual harmony because we all feel strained about, the basic fundamentals, food, clothing, shelter, transportation as it were now, now the internet, etc. On and on and on. Prices going up, increasing. Food recalls. Food's terrible. You're paying overprices for food that's basically poison or causing toxic reactions. Let me rephrase that. But there is good news, and that is the belief that you are aware and alive, and you have the capability of making choices to do something different, to be a part of the new age, to usher in the age of Aquarius, to become enlightened, to understand the abundance and the prosperity of hope, happiness, of sharing and caring, of reaching out, of not being afraid to, love thy neighbor. Don't be putting your hands on them. Just how y'all doing, Start speaking. How y'all doing? And mean it. Find out if they want to tell you 15 minutes, you'll know that now. Next time you make sure you got 15 minutes. But that's the difference. We turn somebody into a pariah for needing 15 minutes. We ask them how they doing. They just start talking. Next thing you know, we go, I gotta go. Like, and the person goes, I thought you was one. Then they don't want, they ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a break in our spiritual fabric. That type of incident, that's just a minor incident. That was an example. And we don't think about the harmony that's broken or lost in those exchanges. This is the stuff that we need to be mindful of, to care and to share. See somebody struggling, help them, offer. And you just got to take over them. Don't bully up on their business. Can I help you? I'd sure like to help you. It looks like that might be I can help. I got an extra hand here. I got the time. Let me help you. Be open, friendly. You know? Don't sit around stone facing, ogling people and making them feel uncomfortable. Beautiful. You're beautiful. You're young, fresh. Let's start eating right, getting some good food, talking about the right stuff, doing the right things, and living in the name of the Lord. Y'all have a nice day.